that's a shame.
I just hit record because I want to back up.
Yep,
Fran, you are handwriting
I am.
your purchases into a paper ledger.
I
Why?
Because for me, it's the hand puts it into my head and really makes me realize, because it's really easy to just look at it on the computer and see it there, but actually handwriting it really puts it into my mind, and it's that body motion of actually writing it and looking at it and really realizing the reality of what I did last year and what I've wasted and what I have that I can do something with. So it will all be there for me to just go like this, because I am a paper and pen person and I always have been and I still am. And that's what works for me.
I think there's something really, really powerful.
Oh, you're muted, Kelly. Oh,
My son was just verifying that I'm planning to pick up kids after school.
okay. Sorry.
I I think it's amazing that this helps you take the purchases more seriously. And so without falling into a pit or over punish yourself. How do you feel about the purchases that you see?
My plan is, once I've gotten them all written out, is to look at them again and then forgive myself for what I've done and determine to change my direction. So the spending freeze right now and not buying, because January was a huge month last year. I think I spent $1,400 in January last year on purchases. And that included subscriptions.
Are these purchases related to your business, or are you including like all your life's
Nope,
needs?
this is only related to business. So a self-love workbook, self-care coloring journal, happiness builder workbook, habit and mindset journal, self-love, self-care guided journal, self-love affirmations, heart bundle, easy reels toolkit, niche pro toolkit, 50-page ebook template, creative marketing workshop, and it goes on. But all of those kind of things, all that I thought I was going to use, that I was going to be able to, and Katie, close your ears to the amount of money I spent. Just close your ears.
I'm not judging. My shake is frozen. Anyway. Sorry.
It's funny because Katie doesn't judge.
I really don't.
But we will use Katie to judge ourselves.
I
right?
want you to not spend any money.
Well, we need a piece of you inside us, Katie, that says, nope, 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 nope.
What face would Katie make? No, that
Yeah.
just tells you about
Yeah.
my priorities with money. It doesn't tell you about yours.
But you're an invitation.
Yes.
The way that you show up and the stories you tell about how you manage your money, it's a little invitation to us. So Fran, can I be nosy now and ask, did you spend that 1,400 out of a checking account, or did you spend it onto a credit card?
What I have done so far is out of PayPal. I haven't even gone to my credit cards yet. We're not talking what I've done on my credit cards.
Okay.
We're just talking out of PayPal, out of my checking account. And yeah.
Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Katie. Like, we hit the ground running with Fran handwriting all of her purchases as a super powerful, mindful practice to look at. So you're fully tracking. Are you going to fully track your entire 2023 that way?
Yes, I have 6 months done. And this afternoon, I will be doing a couple more months. By the end of the week, I will have all 12 months calculated on paper.
That's amazing. That's a huge invitation. I was because of the bad weather, I haven't left my house in a week.
Mm.
So I don't have any more like resisted latte examples. Like if there weren't snow, there would be all this more resisted a latte, resisted lunch, blah blah blah. I've just been home. I'm leaving the house for the first time today. And my brain is already thinking, well, it's been so long, I think I deserve a latte. So we'll find out. Do I get the latte or do I save another $5? We'll find out.
Well, you
Um,
know, if it's Starbucks and you have the app, it's $3 Grande Thursday. Just saying.
We don't. You know what? We don't have a Starbucks, but let me check and see if there's a Big B app because that's my local.
Mm. No, I
That
just, I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys or if I put it in the group or something, but like they want $9 for a grande anything here in Las Vegas. It's kind of ridiculous. So when there's a deal in the app, when I can spend points, I tend to do it in really expensive places like this. Nonsense.
I
I
just
preferred when Vegas made everything cheap so you would gamble. Like, what happened to that business model?
I just got the um
Oh, okay.
I have to go all the way to Lansing for a Starbucks. So
It's also nice that when you sign up for an app, they usually give you a freebie. So,
my son has been telling me how important it is to get apps because I was kind of I had it's not often that I have like wallet sticker shock at a fast food restaurant, but I did a week or so ago before the challenge started, so probably close to 2 weeks. I wanted to get a beef supreme chalupa. And I called and I asked my grandkids, do you want anything from Taco Bell? And they didn't. So I was just buying for myself. And my 2 beef supreme chalupas were almost $12. And I'm like, I kind of vividly remember them being $3.50 not that long ago. Like, what happened? But my son's like, Mom, you need to get the apps because, you know, they offer deals. You got to pay attention. But thank you for that.
places you go to regularly, you will get the like, I like apps like Sonic because you can load a gift card in there and you don't have to like look it up every time you want to use the gift card. And a lot of apps do it that way, which is really helpful. So Sonic, if you've got $3 left on one, you can't use that and then use the next one. It's like you can only use one gift or pain. But anyway, so I kind of like that for not having to hold on to a physical or even a digital gift card, which gets lost in your email anyway. And you tend to get those little notifications like Sonic, like, hey, it's $1.49 for a medium mozzarella sticks today only. I'm like, okay, I'll be right over.
Well, I think that's why I have been so resistant to the apps because I don't want to be suggested into buying that.
Well, I don't go for the chili hot dogs because I don't like chili hot dogs, but I do like mozzarella sticks, or I do like when they make their shakes $1.99 instead of like $4, and then but that lasts like a week or two, and it's not so much me for the shake. I know my mom loves a good vanilla shake, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's even when I talk about, oh, Starbucks, I'm not even that into Starbucks. But they've got really good deals right now. They're doing a great job. My sister uses my Starbucks account. That's how I kind of, even though she doesn't like me for some reason, but I like her.
You say your
And I
sister.
like her kids, and going to Starbucks once a week it makes them feel grown up, and it makes
Mhm.
her feel really good to go and get a nice fancy coffee. And she doesn't go crazy with it. I thought she would.
All right, I've got my Big B app set up. I'm gonna start earning points. I prefer McDonald's because it's cheaper. But
McDonald's has an app, Kelly.
that I do have that. That Fran. I do have the McDonald's app. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. The okay. Good. So Fran, spending freeze. You've been on a freeze, like doesn't matter what the offer has been in your inbox. You've
Yep.
just been
Yep.
nice.
Yep. And I'm now looking at the bundles and going, I don't need a bundle. I've just looked at all the things I have. I don't need a bundle. I don't. So only one more thing is, you know, I keep being told I have way too much stuff on my hard drive, and I believe it now. Definitely believe it. I even have a financial planning template that I downloaded on the 1st of June. Have I looked at it? And I have, yep.
Do you well, the only thing worse to me than spending money on something I'm not going to use is looking at something I'm not going to use. So, you know, do you give yourself permission to just delete the shit you know you'll never use?
Yes.
Just let it go? Or are you one of those people that are like, I paid good money for this chapstick that tastes like shit, but I'm
No.
going to use it.
No, I'm going to go through that and say, look, yeah, I haven't looked at, you didn't do anything with it. I mean, I have a lot of stuff with like supercharge affiliate marketing with GPT. I've done some work with GPT, but there's some of these things I'm probably not going to do. So there's no point in me hanging on to it, even if I paid for it, doesn't matter. Just like,
Yeah.
no. I'm only gonna look at what I can use. I mean, initially, I thought I would use the self-help to create a course, like all the things. And I do have a 7-day free course that I have prepared. And I was going to expand on that and make it into more of a workshop and maybe a membership. And I may still do that, but I'm not worrying about that until I get through everything and then really take another look at everything.
The quote that was redeemed during my stream this morning feels really suitable right here. Nothing in the universe can stop you from letting go and starting over.
Mm. Good one.
Guy Finley. I don't know who Guy Finley is, but
Oh yeah, I do. I have some of his books.
yeah. All right. Nothing in the universe can stop you from letting go and starting over. Lori, what you doing over there?
I launched a new product today, and
Nice.
sales have been steady this morning, so I'm happy with how that's going. I'm going to have another one going next week. The other thing I thought about is I do track my spending, but I don't do a lot with that information. And I think that I could possibly look at that and see what changes I might be able to make. or just, see where I'm spending. And maybe I'm spending more than I think I am. I do track it each month. I keep a spreadsheet. I know exactly where I'm at at all times, and I know what I've spent. But I don't necessarily keep a generalized something of, how much should I spend on food and going out versus bills and things like that. So I thought that information might be eye-opening.
I'm way ahead of my usual schedule as far as my bookkeeping for last year. I just hit the beginning of October. But it is interesting to speed through and notice notice the spending. I've never been a business overspender. I've never been. It's rare for me to buy something that I don't use. Super rare. And I love that. But I don't think you're a big overspender either, Lori.
I can be. There's certainly plenty of things I have bought and not used, but I do make a point of putting them to use. Even if I don't get them up for sale somewhere, I use them as a demo or something somewhere. I try and make sure I'm using what I buy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to be better. I'm not as diligent as I could be.
What I'm conscious of wasting sometimes is food. Like, we don't want to go down the food trail too much after we talked about it so much on Tuesday, but like I bought a bag of shrimp. I took it out of the fridge, I took it out of the freezer, put it into the fridge yesterday. So it has to be cooked today. It has to be. And there's about a 50% chance that I'll decide not to and waste it. And that will annoy me way more than unused PLR. Way more. So I'm telling you that because this is accountability. I was like, maybe y'all can nudge me later and say, cook that shrimp, Kelly. Because it would be delicious. Terry, what's going on with you?
Historically, I've purchased a lot of things thinking, oh, that's a really good price. I can use that later.
Mm-hmm.
I have quite a list of things. This year, am forming the habit of waiting for that fancy little shiny object comes across and waiting until the last minute if I'm going to buy it. So I put it on hold, and often I'll forget about it because I don't really need it. I only need to buy what I really need to use right now. Otherwise, I shouldn't afford it. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. I just went on a marvelous trip to the vets and have a very expensive vet bill to pay. So I'm not going to. Geez. It was a well care visit, $500. Yeah. So
Senior dog?
two cats.
Two cats, okay.
Two senior cats. They're 10 years old.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yes,
those
we need
senior
to do-
checkups can be
We need to
really,
do their blood work. We need to, oh, so. And we talk about buying stuffed food for ourselves or fast. Now they've got to get off the kibble because they've gained too much weight. And it's like, oh, come on. So it's another expense. So I'm fostering them for my grandson who moved to Texas. It was a commitment that I didn't realize was this huge. So, yeah. I love. Again, there goes the codependent issue. Hi, Kelly.
Well, the question is, do you reach out to your grandson about those expenses?
We have, yes, we have. So I don't know how I'm getting down to Texas. Yeah, we'll see. I think they're ours.
Well, then make that decision.
Yes, yes.
Make it mindfully and intentionally.
Yes.
if you want to.
Yep, no, essentially I have, yes.
Good.
And I've just said it out loud.
Nice. Now
Yeah.
just imagine the weight that you'll lift off of your grandson's mind when you reach out to him and say, I've been thinking about it.
Yep.
And we accept that these are our cats now.
Yep.
You know, please release any pressure you feel about this being temporary or feeling like you're putting me out in any way. I choose this.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna love and care for these cats as
They've
my
won
own.
our hearts. They definitely have. They're good meditators.
There's the mindfulness around anything that we do for someone else, to choose it and then communicate it is such a gift. Such an amazing gift to just communicate it to them, to say, I know you meant this to be temporary. And let's just wrap it up so that it's not on our minds anymore. If there's someone who owes you money, does anybody want to forgive a debt? Just forgive it. Like you know the chances are you're never going to get it. And you know it probably weighs on their mind and affects your relationship. Do you want to just call them up and say, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I want you to consider the money a gift. I want to release it so that it doesn't stand between us in any way. I joyfully choose it. I mindfully, joyfully choose it. From essence, not from ego, not from, oh, I feel I ought to let this go. Like, if you don't want to let it go, don't fucking let it go. The next call you make might be, hey, you know that money you owe me, let's make a plan for repayment. That's a way less comfortable call to make. But fun. We're being mindful and purposeful about all of our money, including the money we've loaned out. Tisha, what have your thoughts been around money?
Well, I've done a whole lot of bitching about being stuck at home for day number 6 now, but honestly, for my pocketbook, it's been good because there's been no fast food runs, and I love McDonald's Diet Coke. So even if I wasn't going to get McDonald's food, still there was weeks that 3 to 4 times a week I would be running out just to get Diet Coke. So I mean, it really sucks being stuck at home, but it's so much easier to not make those silly little, choices about spending money on frivolous crap like that. So,
Frivolous crap like that.
okay, so
Is there some judgment there about your love for Diet Coke?
yes. And, every time in the past, like, I mean, we're talking about food again. Every time I would run, I'd be like, oh, $10 here, $12 there. That's not a big deal. But I love Fran's idea of sitting down and writing down with pen and paper, like all the past purchases. I don't know that I'll go back and redo like whole 2023, but even maybe like the last 3 months, just looking at my bank account and adding up all those, oh, it's only $10 here, only $12 there, to see what I was really spending on fast food. I think it could be really eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, have you thought about connecting to NerdWallet or something like that?
I have not.
It's
It'll really help you in what you were talking about. You'll be able to do that 3 months in like no time flat.
yeah.
So
it remembers how
will,
you categorize things and things like that, so.
it'll pull like past my past info.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Uh, that's kind of scary.
well, it connects to your banks and cards and just puts it all in one place, and then you categorize things and it remembers, okay, this charge goes under utilities and does it all the way forward and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Okay,
My
so I'm going to give myself home fun. I'm gonna download Nerd Wallet and get that set up today.
Yeah, well, I set it up on the website. I went to nerdwallet.com, set it up, and then I downloaded the app and logged in there too, because it gives you some different views in the app. But I do appreciate, I'm still training it. There's some ridiculous things that it guessed was groceries. Like, so I'm training it to understand what purchases are. But I do like that I can look at a glance and see like dining. I've spent $94.44 on dining in January. And that includes lattes, lunches, meals. And I guarantee it would be twice as much if it weren't for this challenge. Probably more than twice as much if it weren't for this challenge. Because, while I've got the money, is that thought still pops into my mind all the time. Well, I've got the money. It's like, no, but I'm not spending right now. But I do like being able to see it. The one of the failings of NerdWallet is you can't change the categories. You can't add categories. And it says, when I searched about it, it said that they don't have intention to give you that ability. They have it set up for the classic set of the most common expenses. I'm trying to remember what it was that I thought I'd like to add. But oh well. So Terry, did I ask you? Yeah. Fran, is there anything else you wanted to share about your spending or saving or?
I did spend $10.31 on breakfast. I went to my doctor's appointment and then I had breakfast afterwards. But that's all I've spent so far. I am going out to lunch with friends tomorrow, so I will be spending more money tomorrow. But people that I used to work with 30 years ago, I'm going to have lunch with them.
Look, Tisha, anything else on your side?
I don't think so.
I want to hear that Katie made a splurge about something and did something crazy for Katie.
How's Las Vegas treating you?
You see, my splurges have been like that crazy eye surgery. Well, the surgery wasn't crazy. The price tag was just not what I had planned. So I can't say I've been splurging on anything like, I don't know, unplanned. I've definitely had to like pull up the spending because of that surgery. It's kind of made me more aware of things. So I had my follow-up appointment yesterday morning and everything's going great. So, I might get a little scar tissue removed when I come back in 6 months. Because I'm so healthy. Apparently, if you've got other medical problems, your body prioritizes those. And you don't get the weird little film that tends to happen like once at some point after the surgery. And had it explained that you get it quicker if you're healthy because that's what your body's prioritizing. Like, oh, great. So anyway, no, but I did do, okay, this is kind of a weird thing I like to spend on, but I was feeling very fortunate yesterday. And my way of expressing gratitude is I give people less fortunate something, and I go on Reddit where there's an assistance thread and look for people that I kind of connect to in some way. And like there was a college student on there and she's out of food. I'm like, no college student in this country should be without food. It bothers me the colleges have they all have pantries because kids are too broke to eat. And when you go and you look at her Amazon wish list, it was extremely modest. And so, and there was someone else who cared more about feeding her cats than herself, but they were both in need. Um, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I just got a couple little things for each of them. It was $15 worth of Amazon credit. And I realized afterwards, I'm like, I budgeted myself $20 a day to gamble. I'll just gamble with $5 today. So I did my give and take because we all know I would have lost the $15 anyway. So especially, the way things were going with the 5 that I did gamble, it just wasn't going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not really all that in the mood to gamble. And anyway, that was kind of how I did my give and take. Because when I'm stressed or bored or, that seems to be my emotional outlet instead of food is giving things to broke people. And that sounds wonderful. But in times of really bad stress, which usually happens around Christmas, I can go overboard. Like I can hurt myself with it. So, because all of a sudden I want to help everybody and it's just a way to distract myself. So that's something I realized maybe, I don't know, 3 years ago, but that's a slow learning curve when I've been doing it for like 15 years. So, I'm just trying to be more careful about. I just keep thinking of those evangelists, those TV evangelists who are like, give till it hurts. And I'm like, no, I don't want to behave like I've signed up for someone's cult. Give till it hurts. No, Joel Olstein, I will not. So I
I
know
like
who's the
the
big-
idea. Tisha, you've said before that you do some retail therapy. Sometimes you're not feeling kind of blue, so you go shop for something. I really like the idea of, philanthropic therapy versus, like to go and find someone to bless versus buying some, frivolous thing off of Amazon. Like I'd be hard pressed to regret that gift. I might regret the frivolous purchase, but the donation, that's hot.
Yeah, and that one was like the rules are you can't add more things once you put your link up. Because then it just looks like you're, abusing
Yeah.
people's generosity. But one person was like, I forgot that powdered milk existed. And I'm like, oh, if I buy like that dollar can of Rotel, I can add that in and they'll get their powdered milk. So that was kind of like how I made that decision. And I know that sounds very tiny, but it kind of made me very happy to give them something that they couldn't put on their wish list, but they needed.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, I don't feel bad at all, but sometimes I get a little too into it and I use it as a way to, like I said, distraction from stuff I'd rather not feel.
This, let's shift a little bit over into some abundance thinking. Uh, I want to remind myself, money is energy. Money is energy, money is provision. Provision takes many forms aside from money. But many of us have been so hooked by money that we act as if money is the only way to be generous, helpful, supportive, encouraging. And like, how many times have you bought something from someone because you wanted to be supportive? You feel an urge to be supportive. So from a woo-woo kind of spiritual place, I will remind myself, my messy perspective is that we're all a little dose of the divine in a meat suit here on earth. And the little dose of the divine in me is attracted to the little dose of the divine in you. And that's how we ended up in this space together. Like, we're in this Zoom room because something about all of us attracted us to each other. And if you're on someone's mailing list, it's because some little part of you felt attracted to some little part of them. We're all just energy attracted to other energy. And the desire to be supportive is a transfer of energy. Does that make sense? Even if you're not quite as messy woo-woo as I am right now. Every little desire to be supportive is energy that wants to transfer from you to them. Is money the only way to do that? When you think about it that way. Is a transfer from my checking account to their checking account the only way to transfer some energy? Of course not. Of course not. A hug, if we're talking about physical proximity, a hug is a great transfer of energy. A compliment is a great transfer of energy. A social share is a great transfer of energy. Like, when you see somebody doing something and you want to encourage and support them, but you know you're never going to use that thing. Like how else might you transfer some energy and show support? Can you go tweet about them, post on Facebook, leave a comment on their blog, review their podcast, send them a little love note? Like, the next time, I want to encourage you, the next time you feel that urge to support someone, to be mindful would be to say, how do I want to support them right now? Now, I understand, let's say, because so many of us can relate to this particular situation, maybe maybe they've just published a book on Amazon and you want to support them. And they're doing a bestseller release day. Like, for sure, a really fantastic way to support them is to go buy the book. But if financially that's not a wise decision for you, how many other ways could you support them? By sharing it with your friends, sharing it on social, maybe even emailing it to your community or post it in your own Facebook group, or personally tell someone else about it. Like, there's so many other ways to transfer some supportive energy that doesn't involve money. Because so many of us are entrepreneurs, we've been trained, not manipulatively, hopefully, but we have been trained that the way we support other entrepreneurs is we spend money with them. But that's not always truly mindful. If it's a knee-jerk, oh, she just released something and I like her, so I'll buy it. That's not mindful, that's knee-jerk. Maybe you've even been in a space where someone said, oh, you're always so supportive, you buy everything I sell, I love that. Like, and that strokes your feel good muscles. And so, like, now you almost feel beholden to buy the next thing they sell because you're one of their best customers. It's a weird feeling. I can speak for myself. It's a really weird feeling when I see something that one of my friends has created and I see him put it out there and I look at it and I go, that looks amazing. They did a great job. And I might even email them and say, great email, great job, great looking product. And I don't buy it because I don't want it. I don't need it. But I still feel that urge to be supportive. So I tell them, that looks great. Sales page looks amazing. You did a wonderful job on that. Way to go, badass. And I don't buy it. It was hard to do at first because I was wondering, what are they thinking about the fact that I complimented them and I didn't buy it? Well, it's none of my business what they think. Like, can you see all the different ways that you can transfer some energy without transferring money? I think this is key to fostering an abundance mindset, is that money's just energy. It's just one form of energy. If you you've slowly but surely had it built into you that the way you support others is with money, then you're kind of fucked. Because you're a loving, kind, supportive person. And so money just kind of slips out. Right? But when we're being really, really mindful, and if not spending the money feels like you're withholding love and support and encouragement, you're in trouble. Because you can only handle that for so long, and you'll burst and, like, kind of go on a crazy spending spree just to get back that good feeling. So here's my home fund for everyone, is that the next time you have that feeling, that desire to transfer some energy, that feeling of, oh, that look, I love her and I love what she's doing and I want to encourage and support her and make her feel good. How can I do it without money? Does that excite you or worry you?
Or both.
Yeah.
I just want to share what's helping me. These are from when I used to get the notes, and these are two that I found. Move closer to your goals, move away from them, or stay where you are. And I have that sitting right on my keyboard, and the Arigato money, both, to remind me of what my goal is and what my intention is. So they are right there on my keyboard.
Nice. Tisha's little journal, it's a great example of a time I spent the money because I wanted to. I was very excited about her participating in the journal project. But if I feel like encouraging Tisha, what I have done is post pictures of me using the journal. Take a little time, fill out a day, take a photo, post it, tell people about the journal. There's so many things we can do to support someone else. A really good question to ask about if you desire to transfer energy to someone else and you're struggling to not let it be money. If you can, I do not have a dollar bill in my possession right now. I don't actually have an iota of cash in my house. It'd be nice if there were a dollar that I could put in my hand and hold that dollar tangibly and say, why is this dollar the best way to transfer energy to that person today? Or using like what we talked about last time, like say it's a $27 purchase, write it down and say, why is this $27 the very best transfer of energy that I could make to this person today? If being encouraging and supportive is the goal, why is $27 the best use of it? The best way I could transfer it? And then I just dare you to consider what the other possibilities are. Do I want to call her up? Do I want to call her up, or do I want to send Lori a Voxer and say, Lori, your product launch was badass. Good job. Wow, look at you and how far you've come. Damn. Is that a better transfer of energy than $27? I don't even know what your product launch price is, but the thing is that we make these money transfers unmindfully because what we really want to do is be loving and encouraging. Francis, I need to not only write it down, but also translate what it is in Canadian dollars. Yes. Yes. Isn't it funny that never works for us in the reverse? Because y'all price in American dollars. Because you're not stupid. It's funny. I've just gotten really, really good at transferring the energy in other ways. More and more comfortable with it so that if I buy something from you, it's because I wanted that thing. Not because I'm your friend, not because I'm your coach, because I want it. put that in your pipe and puff on it this week. Thoughts, reactions, insights on this?
I really loved this conversation about thinking about different ways to transfer that energy, because so many times I have bought something from, for example, Angela Wills. I always often love what she's doing, what she's teaching, and it's a knee-jerk reaction. Like when she launched her email practice club, boom, I signed up for that. I think it was like $20 a month or something. I don't remember. And yeah, just like because I wanted to be encouraging and supportive, because, you know, I think of Angela as a friend. So, and that's just one of many examples. So the idea of finding a different way to transfer energy, oh my gosh, I've never thought of it like that. So that was like a light bulb moment. I jotted down a ton of notes about it because I was like, wow, oh my gosh, great idea.
Yeah, I think and you know, I gotta say, it is awesome that it works in our favor if you're the seller. If people think of buying things from you as supporting you, like it works in our favor. I think I even used that as a when I was selling the Me Skills bundle. I said, if you want to support what I'm doing here at Me Skills, your purchase of this bundle is huge. Like just literally pulling that little chain of, I know you like me, you want to be supportive. Like it works for us. And you know, there are other options. There are other ways to be supportive. Loving and encouraging. And I think part of it, the last thought I'll share is that when you transfer money, you know they value that money. When you transfer other types of energy, you might not feel the same kick from it initially, because it's not like they're saying, oh, thank you for $27 worth of encouragement. You know, they might not even say thank you at all. They might just smile and be like, oh, like, and move on. And you might go, I didn't feel the same kick I get from spending $27, but that's about you. It's not about them. It's about you. Because if we do anything because of what it's going to, the reaction it's going to get is from the other person, we're over on Trickster's Triangle. Operating out of ego, not out of essence. So if you can't give energy from essence, keep it. Like if you can't, like literally, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go share them on Twitter and Facebook and tell them I shared on Twitter and Facebook, because then they'll be like, oh, you love me. Thank you. And then when they don't, when they just ignore you because they're busy and they're moving around their life, you're like, she didn't even give a shit that I shared. That was transferring energy for the wrong reasons. Keep your damn energy. If you're doing it because you need some kind of a reaction or sign of appreciation, keep the energy. Because it's not a good reason to do it. So much more to say on that, but we don't have time. Have a wonderful day. Those of you who are showing up, those of you who are watching replays, hi.
Thank
Love
you, Kelly.
y'all.
Thank you. Bye.